can't forget. You go down home when the sun goes low. Head off the highway to a painted western sky. Walk down a worn path through the back door, cooking in the kitchen and the kettle is warm. Then you sit down home.
Welcome to Great Chefs of the West, a video symposium of regional cookery offered by chefs from the West and Southwest. From Los Angeles, an appetizer by chefs Mary Sue Milligan and Susan Finnegar. From Houston, Texas, an entree by Chef Robert Del Grande. From Tucson, Arizona, dessert by Chef Donna Norton. And home-based cooking from the State Fair of Texas.
Robert Del Grande is one of the coterie of Texas chefs riding the popularity of Southwest cooking. And like several young American chefs, his cooking background is unorthodox. He is classically trained not in cooking but in biochemistry. He earned a Ph.D. at the University of California. He is inspired not by Escoffier or the Trogloir brothers, but by Bertrand Russell and Albert Einstein. Whatever the impetus, his Cafe Annie in Houston is a hit. The entree this time is a slight alteration of a menu item, grilled squab. He begins by boning a squab. You can have a butcher do this.
There's a wishbone right in the front here that you can even just brush with a knife and you'll see it show up. You just cut around that. Just very carefully sort of go around it. This is what holds the bird into one whole piece. You must pull out with your fingers. Make a wish. Then, as you turn the bird on its breast and cut right in here at the shoulder of the wing, and that if you cut right along that line going backwards, you could virtually reach in between the breast and the body and pull the breast apart. And what you'll end up with at the end is the leg joint, which ties into the carcass right here, and you just cut that joint open. And then just keep cutting, continue cutting backwards essentially along the bird. And this is the bottom of the breastplate. And then when you do the same thing with the other side, the easiest way to find a joint, if you're not sure where it is just move the wing until you see that where it's in there somewhere. You just cut, through again. And just sort of actually massage it open, reach into the cavity there. You see the big breast. Just comes back then to the leg. Just cut that joint open. And at this point, we have on the left side is all the meat, on the right side is all the bone. And just with a knife, very carefully go along the breastbone on either side. And then if you're real lucky, you just pull and it comes right apart. And in your right hand, you end up with the bones. And in the left side, you end up with the bone squab, just the wings in and the legs in, and all the breast meat with no bone. And you can feel around and see if you missed anything, if there are any bones, but that's essentially a boned out squab.
The squab will be grilled later. In the meantime, the chef begins the sauce. It includes diced bacon, toasted minced pumpkin seeds.
This just releases a little bit of their flavor. We'll leave some whole, some chopped.
Chopped tomatillos, Mexican green tomatoes, cubed French bread, and a roasted peeled poblano chili.
Okay. Once that's done, you just split the chili in half. And inside, you'll see the big seed pod. You just sort of cut that out and let the seeds. Poblano chilies tend to vary in spiciness a lot, and if you just smell them, you can tell, get some indication how spicy they are. If one sniff and you're blind, you can't see any longer, then use a little bit. You know? If you can breathe deeply like this, then this is a safe one. Sweeter than it is hot, so we can use a lot more. If you don't do that, and you put the whole thing into the sauce, it could be a sort of a zesty dinner party. Long neck beer is probably the only solution.
Chopped cilantro completes ingredient preparation for the sauce. First, brown the bacon in butter.
And once the bacon is lightly browned on the outside, we then add some of the pumpkin seeds and tomatillos. Oops. Some of the bread. And essentially let all these roast together in the pan. The bread takes on a little toasted flavor. Okay, then we can come back and add a little bit of the dark green poblanos. I put a lot of these in because they're not too spicy. And let them give off their flavor too. And then we add a little bit of the squab stock, or you can use chicken stock for this as well. And then with the liquid inside, we pick up the juices that have caramelized in the bottom of the pan. And the liquid starts to thicken up a little bit. We add just a little bit of butter. And you actually can take this off the fire now. And just slowly swirl it until the butter just lightly emulsifies. A little touch of lime juice gives it a little tartness.
At the end, chopped cilantro and lime juice finish the sauce.
Okay, we grill the squab on the wood charcoal fire here. Put the skin inside down first. If you cook it too long on the meat side, it's very dry and like a tennis shoe. So the best way to do it is grill a long time in the skin, give the skin a nice crispy flavor, and the fat layer protects the meat from drying out. So we sometimes cook 75, 85% of the time on the skin side, so it slowly cooks. And at the last minute, turn it over and finish it on the fire just to cook the meat until it's rosy at the center. We layer the
Accompanying the squab is black bean torta, 2 tortilla rounds sandwiching layers of refried black beans, goat cheese, and guacamole.
And we layer another.
The torta is sautéed in butter to heat the filling through before service.
Sit it on the sauce next to the torta. Then we put a little bit of sour cream on top of the torta, which is a nice accompaniment. We follow that with a little bit of tomato salsa. And if you'd like, at the last minute, just a little leaf, but that's the final squab with black bean torta.
There's a road headed to the west, and it's calling me back again. There's a pale blue sky and a northern sunset, and a place I can't forget. You go down home when the sun goes low, head off the highway to a painted western sky. Walk down a worn path through the back door, cooking in the kitchen and the kettle is warm. Then you sit down